Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Coming up on ESPN, is there anything better than football in January? I don't think so. The NFL playoffs are here, and we're settling in to bring you exclusive coverage of this year's postseason. Let's get the show on the road with this Wildcard edition of the NFL on ESPN. 49ers, Cowboys. It's go time. With this...
Well, the fans are looking for their seats as the teams are down on the field warming up. Hi there, I'm Dan Stevens, and welcome to this NFC Wildcard game here on ESPN. My pal Peter O'Keefe is here with me, and Peter, the winner of this game will be headed to the AFC Championship game.
That's right, Dan. It's win or go home. The Super Bowl is still a ways away, but the atmosphere here today is electric. Both teams know it's a must-win situation, and they've got to bring their A game if they hope to advance to the next round.
And now let's go down to the coin toss. There's the signal, and we're ready. Number 2 boots the opening kickoff. Carter downs this in the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense takes the field, and they will start at their own 20-yard line. Floyd goes in motion. Number 32 gains 3 yards, and that will bring up second down.
Watch the counter.
Second and 7.
Counter.
Ball at the 49ers, 23-yard line.
Washington tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Kelly Washington targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job eliminating any forward progress on that play. That will bring up a 3rd and long. 3rd down, 3 wideouts in the game. Rice catches it over the middle, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Jerry Rice has some company on this play, but he still makes the catch. That's good concentration and focus. It's worth another look. Oh, maybe they should have triple covered him there.
3rd and long, and they get the big play to convert. What do you think of that, Peter?
I love it. That's what football is all about, making the big plays when you need to, and you can't coach that.
Number 32 takes the handoff and takes it upfield. Stopped at the 47.
Second and 4. Ball at the 49ers, 37-yard line.
Taylor goes in motion. Intercepted. Brought down at the 35.
Dan, this is a nice interception. Check his position out to make the grab. Got it.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The Cowboys are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at their 35-yard line. Smith has his number called on 1st down and makes up a couple.
Ahmed Plummer with the tackle.
Watch the counter. Watch the
Second
counter.
and 7. Ball at the Cowboys, 37-yard line.
Liz.
Number 68 goes in motion. Smith chews up 4 yards, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Screen.
3rd and 4.
Watch the screen. Look at
Ball at the
screen.
Cowboys, 41-yard line.
Rip. Throw. 6-2 this side.
Number 8 lobs it to the left sideline, and they convert on 3rd down.
Number 84 made a superb catch, even though he had 3 guys closing in on him. What a play.
Nice play, and they will convert on 3rd.
Great execution, Dan. They did everything right.
1st down, 10 yards to go. They couldn't connect on this one. Incomplete.
With the deflection.
Watch the pass.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Cowboys, 45-yard
4
line.
receivers line up as the defense settles into a nickel package.
Number 8 throws a bullet to the flat, and the catch is made for a gain of a couple.
Anthony Wright easily outclassed his defender on that catch, and he had that play all the way.
Well, not much of a gain there, and they will face 3rd down.
3rd and long, too, Dan. Big play coming up.
Smith goes in motion. No good. Incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Number 88.
Kenner and looked like he was all over that one, but it just got away somehow. Tough incompletion.
3rd and long. They have a chance, but it's incomplete.
Those are the situations where you want someone to step up and make a play.
But no one did, and it will now be 4th down. Number 4 lines up for the punt. Number 4 gets the snap and punts it away. Woodson gets it off the bounce at the 4. The 49ers stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 5-yard line. Number 32 takes his 4th carry of the game and chews up about 4 on the play.
Number 51 with the tackle.
Watch that counter.
2nd and 5. Ball at the 49ers, 9-yard line.
Young zings it to the right side, and it's off. Incomplete.
With the deflection.
Third down, tight end to the left. Rice goes in motion. Number 32 pulls in a lob here, and that's not enough. He's short of the markers. It'll be 4th down.
Number 77 brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
He's guys like grip, Peter. It's got to be hard to break out of his grasp, even when you're one of the slipperier runners.
Absolutely.
Number 5 takes the snap and pummels this one deep. The 45 tackled at the 42.
Anthony Wright returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The Cowboys have a short field and will start this drive at the 42-yard line. Smith makes the nice catch, and that's a gain of 7 on the play.
Number 8 threaded the ball back there to his man. Traffic. Good job.
Peter, what a nice pickup to get them into a 2nd and short situation.
Yeah, great play, and now they have a bunch of options on what to try next.
Number 27 goes in motion. Smith gets the call on 2nd down and gets the 1st and more. And touchdown!
Look at this run, Dan. Everything worked out to perfection. Look at the fluidity of the running style. There's no wasted motion there. What a play.
Peter, that will put a touchdown in his stat column.
And that's always nice to have, Dan. So far, he's got 48 yards and 1 touchdown.
Now the extra point, and it's good. The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Number 2 kicks it off. Carter catches it back at the 2. Dragged down at the 25.
Andre Carter received that nice kick and a nice little run back after the catch. Good job.
The 49ers have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they their own 25-yard line.
16. Goal 16.
Taylor hauls it in right side and picks up 4 on the play.
Ben Taylor had 2 guys on him on that play, but still managed to make the catch.
They move the ball, and it will be second down.
2nd and 5.
Lead.
Ball at the 49ers, 29 yards.
Floyd goes in motion. Number 32 takes it across the line of scrimmage and picks up a couple.
Number 32 used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
Not a lot of room on that play. It will be third down. It's intercepted. Tackled at the 44.
Number 51 does a fantastic job breaking down the play. Where to be to intercept the pass. Having help in the zone really paid off for him.
Well, that's their second interception of the game, and stingy is appearing to be the motto for their defense.
Yeah, either that or give me the ball.
The Cowboys are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at the 44-yard line. Smith gets the handoff and shoots forward for 9 yards.
Emmitt Smith is a real good back, third-year man, and he's got some nice moves, too. He's the game's focal point most of the time, and if he gets on a roll here, ooh, watch out.
Watch the run.
2nd and inches.
Don't touch.
Ball 35.
Leopard. Strong back.
Smith will get stopped at the line, and that brings up third down.
Number 51.
Brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
Peter, once he closes his grip around you, you are not going to get free, regardless of how evasive you are.
Not with that strength. With those guns, he could probably juggle bowling balls, or wide receivers for that matter.
Smith carries it for a third time in a row and converts the third down. First down, 3 wideouts in the game. Number 27 picks up about 2, and that brings up second down.
Second and 8. Ball at the 27.
Down at the 21.
Number 8 saw nothing happening downfield, so he decided to scramble on that last play. No decision at all. He had some room to work with, and he knew how to exploit it.
No dice, and it falls incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Kenner looked like he had a solid catch there, and yet somehow he found a way to drop it.
That's the third incompletion his way, Peter.
Yeah, and he's starting to look a little frustrated down there, too.
Fourth down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Number 2 kicks from 38 yards out, and he misses this one to the right.
Number 2 usually can make these with some regularity, but not today. Oh, something went wrong there from the get-go.
The 49ers offense has taken the field, and they have been having a very tough time passing the ball. They have another opportunity here as they start off at their own 29-yard line. Young made the throw that was off target there. Incomplete.
I'm talking about, baby. You're bringing it. I'm bringing it, yeah. I told you.
Bryant Young is really struggling out there today. As you can see by the numbers, it's all bad. Up to now, he's got 24 yards and 2 interceptions.
Bring it this way, Rice.
Second and 10.
Dingo back.
Ball, 49 yards, 29 yards.
Rice goes in motion. Number 32 carries it for the 6th time and moves forward for 7.
Number 92 with the tackle.
3rd down with the tight end right. This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete. 4th down coming up. Number 5 lines up to punt after the 3 and out.
Number 81 to make the return.
Number 5 takes the long snap and punts it away. Wright fields the punt at the 24.
Return of 7 yards on the play.
Dragged down at the 32.
Anthony Wright did a nice job getting some yards after fielding the solid punt.
Cowboys offense takes the field, and they have had some big running plays. We'll see if another one is in the works. They start at their 32-yard line. Smith goes in motion. Intercepted. Brought down at the 50.
Dan, this is a nice interception. Check his position out to make the grab. Got it.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The 49ers haven't got much out of their offense recently, and we'll see if they can get back on track here. This drive begins at their 50-yard line. Young throws a bullet, and it's knocked away from the receiver, incomplete.
Derek Smith had superb coverage on that play. No wonder it was incomplete.
That had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and shut it down.
Good denial there.
2nd down coming up.
Ball, 49ers, 50-yard line.
This one will fall incomplete.
With the deflection.
Let's make the stand here, baby. There's no fuel left in their tank.
Singleton goes in motion. Young rifles this one hard over the middle, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Bryant Young made a nice throw there. Got it right past the defender.
A beautiful pickup, Peter. Everyone on the offense is happy about that play.
Definitely. Great call by the offensive coordinator.
And it will be a 1st down. 1st down, 2 receivers to the left. Rice makes a tough catch and is well past the markers for a 1st down.
Jerry Rice is head-to-head on this one with the pass coverage, and the ball is waiting for him downfield. That's a great catch. It's all about being in the right place at the right time, Dan. Perfect execution.
A well-designed play there, Peter, and they will move the chains.
And let me tell you, Dan, hearing those chains move is one of the best sounds in the game for an offense.
And that'll do it for quarter number one. The Cowboys are out in front, 7-0.
Bryant Young threw that one off the wrong foot, but he was able to compensate and make the completion. Man, that's body control.
That's another pass that went pretty much down the middle. He hasn't been working the sides too much.
Well, he's obviously very confident to be throwing into where all the traffic is. He's daring the D to stop him.
Taylor makes the catch. Touchdown!
Bryant Young completes a nice pass past the D on this play. It's worth another look here. Oh, it's all about accuracy, Dan, and there was only one guy covering him on that one, so it makes it an easy catch.
The touchdown was his for the taking, Peter. Good individual effort.
Yeah, and great teamwork, too.
Number 18, Toi Cook.
Here's the extra point, and it's good.
Hey, way to go out there. Good job. Nice play. Nice play.
Doug Bryant kicking off for the 49ers.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Bryan booms a beauty here. Wright decides to take it out of the end zone. Breaks free. Tackled at the 24.
Anthony Wright took it out of the end zone, and while it may have been a little risky, he gets out close to the 20, so it all comes out in the wash on that play.
Look at the numbers generated on the ground. That is impressive.
The ball's loose. The 49ers have it.
Number 94 delivers a punishing blow to the ball carrier there, and he gives up the football for the fumble. Great hard-nosed defensive play.
Peter, there are many ways you can start a drive, but a turnover is not one of them.
No, definitely not. That was a big-time play.
The 49ers want to capitalize on the fumble and will start this drive at the 12-yard line. Rice catches the lob. Touchdown! And
Bryant Young goes across the field on this one and completes the pass. It's worth a... Oh, he's got such a strong arm. What a powerful throw.
that gives him his second touchdown of the day.
Dan, he's definitely making his presence felt out there as well as on the scoreboard.
Doug Bryant to attempt the extra point. Number 18, Toi Cook.
Now the point after, and it's good.
Doug Bryant kicking off for the 49ers.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Bryan kicks this one away. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. How they turned the ball over leaps out at you, and you have to think that that could come back to haunt them. Turnovers are the most telling stat in the NFL. Anthony Wright powered downfield for a big gain. Hey, who needs the touchback when you can get even more yards yourself?
The Cowboys have turned the ball over the past 2 times out. They need to hold on to it as they start this drive at their own 27-yard line. Number 8 gets all of his arm into this pass, and it's intercepted. One in front of him.
Touchdown.
He's in for the touchdown.
I'm coming now.
Number 36 picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop him. Man, I hope his mom's got the VCR going.
That touchdown is going to establish some distance between them, Peter.
That's a big score.
Doug Bryant to attempt the extra point. Number 18, holding.
Here's the extra point, and it's good.
Doug Bryant kicking off for the 49ers.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Bryan rockets this one deep. Wright decides to take it out of the end zone. Tackled at the 22.
Anthony Wright took it out of the end zone, and while it may have been a little risky, he gets out close to the 20, so it all comes out in the wash on that play.
Cowboys were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. We'll start at their own 22-yard line. Smith dodges this one way out right and rambles for about 5.
Second and 5. Ball with the Cowboys, 27-yard line.
Number 8 zings it to the right side, and they can't connect. Incomplete.
With the deflection.
Number 8 has had difficulties, to say the least, and now he's second-guessing everything he's throwing. Terrible day. So far, he's struggled to get 13 yards and 2 interceptions.
Third and 5. Ball with the Cowboys, 27-yard line.
Number 84 hammers the receiver and forces him to drop the ball. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Number 22 with the coverage.
Hey, if you check out this replay, you'll find a few examples of how these guys earn their paycheck week in and week out, baby. And hey, there's no better way of earning a paycheck than knocking a few heads down there on the field.
Yeah, we're gonna
Number 4 gets ready to punt this away.
Andre Carter to make the return.
Number 4 gets the ball and pummels this one deep. Carter fields the deep punt at the 28. Tackled hard at the 36.
Andre Carter returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The 49ers come out on offense and are well ahead. They have yet another shot to score and start this drive at their 36-yard line. Number 32 gets the call on 1st down and lowers his shoulder for the first. It looks like, we've had an injury down on the field. As soon as we hear anything, we'll be sure to pass the information along to you.
Yeah, see this right here? All right. Feel this? All right. It hurts. Right there. You're gonna be all right, man. You're gonna be all right. Let's go, baby. Let me help you. Come on. You gotta get back to us. You're gonna be all right to play.
First and 10. Ball at the 49ers, 47-yard line.
Single back.
Young, right left side, and the reception is made past the markers for a 1st down.
Bryant Young gets it past 2 defenders on this one. What a throw. It's worth a second look. That's what you call confidence. Throwing into double coverage like that, and what accuracy to boot.
What a pass, and he is generating some great numbers.
Oh, absolutely, Dan. So far, he's got 99 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Carter will get the handoff and runs into traffic. Stopped at the 37.
Number 58 with the tackle. Second and 7. Ball at the 37.
Young fires this one over the middle, and it's caught just barely past the markers for a first.
First down.
Jerry Rice had a man playing him close back there, but he made a great move to get the catch.
The balls are coming his way in the middle, and he's making them pay. You have to like his performance so far.
Well, Dan, I like any receiver who's willing to go over the middle and sacrifice the body to make the catch.
Rice goes in motion. Carter will get the carry on first down and only gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Thomas Jones was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
And boy, that was an excellent job of staying with his man, that time to make a good tackle.
Yeah, it looked like the skate drill in practice. You keep your feet moving, zone in, and make the play. Perfectly done.
Carter will get the carry on second down and rambles for about 5.
Third and 4. Ball at the 24-yard line.
Carter loses one on the play, and that will bring up 4th down.
Number 77 targeted the ball carrier early, but didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's his second tackle so far. 4th down, 5 yards to go. Bryan with the 42-yard attempt and has it sailed just left of the upright.
Doug Bryan usually can make these with some regularity, but not today. Oh, something went wrong there from the get-go.
The Cowboys offense has to score here. This drive will start at their 33-yard line. Irvin grabs the fastball over the middle and is well past the markers for a first down.
Can Irvin have the football away from 3 defenders in his area? That's got to feel good.
I'm sure he's glad to finally make a completion, considering he's already dropped 2 today. Smith gains 3 yards, and that will bring up second down.
Number 57 with the tackle. Second and 7. Ball at the 45.
Irvin catches it in the flat, and that's a gain of 7 on the play.
Ken Irvin was getting double coverage there, but it wasn't enough to stop him from making the catch.
Peter, I'm sure he's happy to bring that one in. The last 3 passes to him have all been incompletion.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit there, but this may turn him around.
3rd down and less than a yard. Smith picks up 6 on the play, and they convert the 3rd down.
Emmitt Smith played smart and used his blockers to perfection on that last play.
A big gain on 3rd, and they will easily move the chain.
Perfect call for the situation, Dan. No trouble in getting the first.
Smith grabs the rope right side, and that's good for a gain of 5. Number 32 was shaken up earlier, and I hear Susie Culber has a report for us. Susie?
Thank you, Dan. He came off the field complaining of arm pain, and the trainers are saying he's severely broken it. They're trying to find a brace that will mitigate the pain, but nothing seems to be working. They're listing his return as doubtful. Back to you, fellas.
As always, we'll hope for the best up here in the booth. Thank you, Susie. Smith goes in motion. Smith takes this one way out left and chews up about 4 on the play.
Ahmed Plummer brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
They don't allow them to convert, but they did allow them to get very close.
3rd and short. Let's see if they can come up with another big stand.
3rd down, and this is the 7th play of the drive. Irvin catches the bullet out left, and they convert on 3rd down.
Number 8 zeroed in with the pass back there and leaves the 2 defenders empty-handed. What ball placement.
They make a completion, but they're sure seem to be worth the time they're investing in it.
Well, even when they finally do connect, it's not really moving the ball. They need to think bigger.
Smith bulldozes right of center and heads out right. Touchdown!
Touchdown, baby. Touchdown.
Dan, check out all the yards he snarfs up here. Yes, snarfs. That's an old football term. Tell you what, though, this is a great play.
That was his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. Not a bad day at the office so far.
That's typical production for him, Dan. He's that kind of player.
No more easy run. Dig in.
Here's the point after, and it's good. There's the signal, and we're ready. Number 2 rockets this one deep. Walker downs this in the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers had their last drive stall out at the end. We'll see if they can keep momentum throughout this one, which starts at their own 20-yard line. Carter picks up about 2, and that brings up 2nd down.
Number 51 with the tackle.
Bring it this way, Rice.
2nd and 8.
Single back.
Ball at the 49ers, 22-yard line. Second and 8. Ball at the 49ers, 22-yard line.
Rips him down in the backfield, continues to run.
Alex Brown keeps his man from getting back to the line. Let's watch. Pow! Oh, that's got to hurt.
That's his 2nd tackle so far. Third down, 1 man back. Number 31 puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Priest Holmes closed in from the zone and forced the incompletion.
Well, the D holds tight on 3rd and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up 4th down. Number 5 lines up deep in his own territory to punt it away. Number 5 gets the snap and punts it away. Wright takes it at the 37. Popped hard at the 46.
Anthony Wright racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The Cowboys offense comes out and has an opportunity to tie it before halftime. They'll start at their 46-yard line. Smith carries it for the 12th time and heads upfield. One man to beat. Finally popped out of bounds at the 33. First down.
Sean McDonald finally pushed him out of bounds, but by then the damage was done. He'd given up a ton of yards on that play.
A beautiful pickup, Peter, and a bit of a collapse by the defense there.
Well, they were caught off guard, Dan, and by the time they reacted, it was too late.
It will be first down.
Oh, look at those numbers. That's how to get it done on the ground.
Number 8 unloads this one to the left, and it's intercepted. Dragged down at the 32.
Darnell Sanders not only shanghais the football for the interception, but watch. Gets a few more after the catch. Great play all around. To react, make the catch, and then get some yardage to boot. You can't coach that.
That's their third interception of the game, and Peter, the D is homing in on the passing game.
Yeah, tough play. I love it.
The 49ers are looking for some separation before half, and will start this drive at their 32-yard line. Singleton makes the catch out to the left, and the 49ers take their first time out.
First and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line.
Young throws a bullet to the flat, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Terrence Holt came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
They have really gotten after the ball as a team today. That is their 5th batted ball.
Nice, aggressive D.
Second down with 2 tight ends to the right.
Ball at the 40-yard line.
Brown tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete.
Number 24 with the deflection.
Bryant Young knows how to spread the ball around, as you can see by this passing chart here. He's getting the ball into his receiver's hands and has piled up 135 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Young uncorks this to the left sideline, and the catch is made well past the markers for a first down. First down, 3 wideouts in the game. Holmes makes a play on this and forces the incomplete.
Priest Holmes came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Young throws this on a rope and away from the receiver, incomplete.
Derek Smith closed in from the zone and forced the incompletion.
On second down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Third down, empty backfield. Holt makes a play on this and forces the incompletion. It'll be fourth down.
Terrence Holt came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
A nice defensive play will give him his second batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Fourth down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Bryan kicks from 40 yards out, and this one is up and in.
Doug Bryan knocks through a good-sized kick. Watch here. Nowhere close to his max, but he's obviously still very pleased to pull it off.
The field goal will extend their lead some here in the first half.
It's still early, but the momentum is definitely behind them now.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Bryan booms a beauty here. Wright decides to take it out of the end zone. the 26.
Anthony Wright took it out of the end zone, and while it may have been a little risky, it's to the 20, so it all comes out in the wash on that play.
Cowboys offense takes the field with the clock at 15. Number 8 puts his arm into this one, and they can't connect. Incomplete.
Darnell Sanders closed in from the zone and forced the incompletion.
That had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and shut it down.
Good denial there.
Second down coming up. Second down, 2 tight ends in the game. Irvin goes in motion. Smith has his number called on second down and gains about 3 yards. And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The 49ers enjoying the lead 24-14. And now let's send you to Chris Bermer Studios in Bristol for the ESPN Halftime Report. Boomer?
All right, Dan, we'll get back to our first round matchup in just a minute. But first, let's get to some of the first half highlights in our ESPN Halftime Report. I'm Chris Berman. A look at our halftime stats here, and boy, look at the difference in passing yards. The Cowboys are certainly losing because of it. It's hard to win when you play like that. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. Number 31 is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. The boys midway through the first, the ball at the 36. Emmitt Smith bounces this one to the outside and is going to get some room to maneuver out there. A 35-yard touchdown for the Cowboys. 49ers still midway through the first quarter, Niners trailing by 7. Number 51 would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. The boys on defense, number 51, is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. Cowboys up 7-0. Bryant Young would find his target on this one. A 21-yard play that set up a 49er touchdown. The 49ers knotted up 7-all. The boys now early in the second quarter. Number 51 comes up big here as this ball's out, and he's in the right spot for the recovery. 49ers still early in the second quarter. Game tied 7-all. Bryant Young would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. The boys still in the second. Number 36 would come up with a huge play here as he was able to pick one off here, then had some clear sailing in front of him. Touchdown for the 49ers. Cowboys down 21-7. Emmitt Smith would find an opening here and he was off. A 16-yard touchdown for the Cowboys. The Cowboys climb back into the game, now down by 7. The boys still late in the second quarter, this time at the 34-yard line. Darnell Sanders shows some great awareness here as he gets himself into position to pick this one off. 49ers late into the second quarter, Niners ahead by 7. Bryant Young connected with his man on this one, and that's where we'll leave this one. Cowboys are down at the half, 24-14. Now let's check out the undisputed halftime hero of the first half. Emmitt Smith has been unstoppable. So that'll do it from here. Let's send you back out now to Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe. Dan?
Thanks, Boomer, and welcome back to our broadcast presented in ESPN Game Sound. Designed and developed in collaboration with Dolby, the leader in surround sound technology. Cowboys get the ball first this half, and they could use a score right out of the gates to get back into this one. They currently trail 24-14. Let's get down to the field and the action. Wright decides to take it out of the end zone. Breaks free. Stopped at the 27. We've got a quick update from ESPN's very own Susie Colbert. Susie.
Thanks, Dan. Head coach Dennis Erickson talked with me at halftime, and he was pleased with their defensive effort. In particular, he said that the interceptions were a big boost to the team emotionally and strategically. He said, "I got to tip my cap to our defense. They've been playing well, and hopefully they'll keep them off balance in the next half." Dan, back to you.
Susie, thank you. Number 36 hammers the receiver and forces him to drop the ball. Incomplete.
Second and 10. Ball at the Cowboys, 27-yard line.
Number 8 passes a high, long one, and it's not reeled in. Incomplete.
Darnell Sanders was with the receiver all the way back there on that deep corner route and interrupted the pass. Incomplete.
On second down, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Third down and 4 wideouts in the game. Wright catches it left sideline, and he will be short of the markers. That will bring up fourth down.
Number 33 shut down the ball carrier just before he got to the markers. A good game, but not good enough.
And I'll tell you what, this looks like it wasn't that difficult to tackle, but he had his hands full.
Yeah, looks can be deceiving, Dan. He really had to square himself perfectly to make that play.
Carter fields the punt at the 22. Brought down at the 31. It looks like, we've had an injury down on the field. As soon as we hear anything, we'll be sure to pass the information along to you.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Feel this? All right. It hurts. You're gonna be all right, man. You're gonna be all right. Let me help him up. Come on. You gotta get back to us. You're gonna be all right to play.
The 49ers come out on offense and are well ahead. They have yet another shot to score and start this drive at the 31-yard line. Rice goes in motion. Number 20 will get the carry on first down and heads left. The 40 finally stopped at the 37. It will be first down.
Number 20 has a great offensive line in front of him. They made that play happen. Yep, those blockers opened up the hole for him. A huge gain.
What a play. A massive pickup and an obvious first down, Peter.
They weren't thinking first down as much as they were thinking touchdown on that baby.
First down, 10 yards to go. Young zips it to the left sideline, and it's incomplete.
With the deflection. Second and 10. Ball at the 37.
Taylor hauls in the pass and is well past the markers for a first down.
Ben Taylor faces double coverage on this play, but still comes out with the ball. Nice throw and nice catch. Let's take a look. They had him covered well, but he was still able to make the catch. That guy's a great receiver.
That's broken kind of a cold streak for him. The last 2 passes his way were incomplete.
Yeah, let's see if he stays on track.
Floyd goes in motion. Number 20 carries this one off to the right and heads wide right. And he's in for the touchdown.
Dan, check out all the yards he snarfs up here. Yes, snarfs. That's an old football term. Tell you what, though, this is a great play.
Peter, that will put a touchdown in his stat column.
And that's all I have, Dan. So far, he's got 52 yards and 1 touchdown.
To attempt the extra point. Number 18, holding.
Here's the extra point, and it's good.
Woo! You see me out there, baby? That's him. That's him.
Doug Bryant kicking off for the 49ers.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Bryan kicks this one away. Wright fields the kickoff at the 5. Tackled at the 25.
Anthony Wright got waylaid by the defense before he was able to put Munch on the run back.
The Cowboys are fading fast and are in need of a score. Their offense will start this vital drive at their own 25-yard line. Jackson bats this one at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
57 with the deflection.
Number 8 has been searching for a rhythm out there, and he's come up short, Dan. As you can see by these numbers, he's been having a rough day of it. So far, he's struggled to get
58 yards and no touchdowns.
Second down, tight end to the left.
Ball for Cowboys, 25-yard line.
Smith gets past the line and takes it upfield. Finally dropped at the 45. That will bring up first down.
Look at this run, Dan. Everything worked out to perfection. Look at the fluidity of the running style. There's no wasted motion there. What a play.
Nice run, Peter, and he's putting together some very nice stats.
Definitely. Up to now, he's got 134 yards on 14 carries.
Irvin bobbles and drops it incomplete.
Ken Irvin had that one come right to him back there. You have to catch those passes, baby.
Another ball comes his way and another incompletion. To come up blank so many times in a row is, well, it's got to be demoralizing for a player.
Absolutely, but you got to fight through the slump and grab one to get rolling again.
Number 8 uncorks this to the left sideline, and it's intercepted. Forced out at the 46.
Dante Hall shows why you think twice before throwing a pass in his neighborhood. Watch. Great presence of mind to try for the football there.
Yet another interception for this defense, and they're making passing just about impossible so far.
Absolutely. Great reads, great jumps on the ball, great athletes. It's all happening down there.
The 49ers have yet another shot at scoring and are in command. Their offense takes the field and starts this drive at their 46-yard line. Lloyd picks up a yard on the play, and that brings up second down. Carter had to leave the field earlier in the game, and now Susie Kalber has a report. Susie?
Thank you, Dan. The trainers have just informed me that he's suffering from elbow tendonitis. They're taping him up, but it may not be enough. I've been told that his return is questionable. Guys, back to you.
As always, we'll hope for the best up here in the booth. Thank you, Susie. Number 20 will take the handoff and heads left. Brought down at the 48.
Number 37 with the tackle. Third and 4. Ball at the 48-yard line.
No good. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up. Number 5 lines up for the punt. Number 5 takes the snap and punts it away. The Cowboys let it bounce out of bounds at the 3.
Number 5 finds the old coffin corner, as they like to say. Heck, I like to say it too. Out of bounds, and that's perfect. Buried them inside the 5-yard line.
The Cowboys offense comes out. They're backed against their goal, and they will start at their own 4-yard line. Smith goes in motion. Smith carries it for the 15th time and chews up about 4 on the play.
Emmitt Smith
Has been taking it inside, taking it outside, heck, wherever this guy wants. What a workhorse. I love it.
so far, he's piled up 138 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Second and 5. 8-yard line.
Number 8 throws a heater right sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Jerome Davis swatted that one away cleanly. The receiver didn't have a prayer in getting that one.
You know, as a team, they are batting down passes left and right. That is their 6th so far.
Wow, great anticipation of the pass.
3rd down, 2 wideouts on the field. Irvin goes in motion. Jackson gets the sack way back at the 3. 4th down coming up.
Terry Jackson gets the sack deep in the pocket. That's going to be a sizable loss. Watch this. Oh, yeah, that's going to push him back, way back. Great defensive play.
That'll be his first sack of the game. Number 4 lines up in his own end zone for the punt. Number 4 takes the long snap and pummels this one deep. Carter fields the deep 48. Stopped at the 41.
Andre Carter returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
The 49ers get great field position yet again. They'll start this one at the 41-yard line. Number 20 gains 3 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Number 51 with the tackle.
Look at the yards after the first hit. That's how you fight for every inch of turf.
Carter goes right up the middle and gains about 3 yards. Number 51 tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Number 51 couldn't have read that play any better if it was tattooed on the inside of his helmet.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Number 5 lines up to punt after the 3 and out. Number 5 takes the snap and kicks what will be a short one. Right there, catches it at the 14. The Cowboys have a long field ahead of them and start this drive back at their own 15-yard line. Smith chews up 4 yards, and that brings up 2nd down.
With the tackle. 2nd and 5. Ball at the Cowboys, 19-yard line.
Smith gets the call again and heads upfield, putting it down at the 31. 1st down.
Nice gain on this baby. Look at him eat up the yardage here.
And he is generating some great numbers.
Oh, yeah, he's running hard. And up to now, he's got 154 yards on 17 carries.
Irvin pulls down the floater out left and is well past the markers for a 1st down.
Number 8 makes a risky pass here and completes it. That took guts, Dan. Check it out. Oh, perfect pass. And it had to be accurate to get in there between the 2 defenders.
And Peter, that time, neither of those guys really had a height advantage on the other.
Yeah, and sometimes when you find yourself locked in a matchup like that, it simply becomes a question of who wants the ball more. Advantage offense there.
Smith goes in motion. Number 8 rifles it out left side, and it's complete at the 44. Eventually tackled at the 40. It will be 1st down.
Jimmy Smith is so open on this play. It's ridiculous, Dan. Was the defense even on the field? Let's take a look. Well, they were all right, but they just weren't paying attention.
A well-designed play there, Peter, and they will move the chains.
And let me tell you, Dan, hearing those chains move is one of the best sounds in the game for an offense.
Smith punches this one left of center and picks up a couple.
Emmitt Smith used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
Not much there. It'll be second down.
Got to take what you can get, Dan, but they were, hoping for more.
Number 8 throws a heater, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Number 88 was the intended receiver.
Number 8 has found limited success in the passing game so far, Dan, and he just can't seem to get into a rhythm out there. I'd say he's not very pleased with his performance. So far, he's got 87 yards and 4 interceptions.
Jimmy Smith, I'm on you,
Third and
baby.
8.
I'm on you, baby. You ain't
Ball,
getting
38 yards.
Smith goes in motion. Irvin catches it over the middle, and he will be well short of the markers. That will bring up fourth down.
Number 22 made the save, dropping the ball carrier before he could get to the markers.
That's his second tackle so far. Fourth down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Number 2 launches the 52-yard attempt and can't quite get enough leg behind that one.
Number 2 is visibly unhappy with himself after missing this long field goal. Watch this. Well, he'll want to redeem himself after that. Question is, will his coach trust him with another long one next time?
The 49ers have had some trouble moving the ball recently. We'll see what they do on this drive as they start at their 43-yard line. Rice hauls it in right side and is at the 45, tackled at the 50.
Jerry Rice made the grab back there and then tacked on a few more. Nice play.
I'm glad he finally nabbed one because he's had a string of missed catches before this.
Yeah, his quarterback obviously didn't lose faith in him, though, Dan, because he's kept throwing it his way.
Second down, just a single receiver on the field. Carter gets the call on second down and picks up the first down.
First down, 49ers. First and 10. Ball at the 45.
Number 75 tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 75 with the tackle.
Andre Carter just hasn't gotten into a groove and isn't finding running room anywhere. This has been tough, and he's struggled to get 13 yards on 9 carries.
That's how we do it.
Second and 10. Ball at the 46-yard line.
Young fires this one over the middle, and it falls incomplete.
Holding, number 61, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Number 61 gets the flag here. Let's check it out right now and see what happened. Yep, that's offensive holding. The refs were very right to throw that flag.
Second down, one man back. Singleton wasn't remotely in the vicinity of the pass on that one. Incomplete.
Bryant Young threw it short on that last one, but the ball didn't find an owner. Incomplete.
A potential big game that fell incomplete. That would have set up a much more manageable third down.
It sure would have, Dan. Those are the big plays in football that simply go down as incomplete on the stats.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. The 49ers in command of this one, 31-14.
Oh, let's watch this.
5 wide out versus a D that is wisely loaded up on DBs.
Young rifles it out left side, and the completion is made. Short of the markers, however. That will bring up 4th down.
Alex Brown hauls his man down just before he gets past the markers.
Yeah, it was like one of those action movies where the ticking bomb gets down to 1 second before it's defused.
Yeah, except this was suspenseful.
Really just all football all the time, aren't you?
You bet.
They allow a bunch of yards, but they do not allow the first. They hold strong on the yards that mattered most.
Ooh, they almost let that one get away from them.
Almost, but not quite. 4th down. Gets out at the 23.
Anthony Wright made a puddle jumper of a punt look even punier with that nice...
Cowboys offense has taken the field, and they have been having a very tough time passing the ball. They have another opportunity here as they start off at their own 23-yard line. Number 8 just rifles this one, and the catch is made well past the markers for a 1st down.
Number 8 threw a perfect pass back there. You know, I had a better shot at it than the defense did, and hey, I'm up here in the booth.
A well-designed play there, Peter, and they will move the chains.
And let me tell you, Dan, hearing those chains move is one of the best sounds in the game for an offense.
Wright goes in motion. Sanders tips it away on the coverage. Incomplete.
Number 21.
Darnell Sanders got himself in prime position to bat away that football before the receiver even had a shot at it.
That had potential for some yards, Peter, but the defense was on top of it and shut it down.
Good denial there.
2nd down coming up. Smith takes his 19th carry of the game and rambles for about 5. Third down and 4 wideouts in the game.
Cowboys, 46-yard line.
Number 36 makes the sack just behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Number 36 nails his man behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to cost the offense a few yards. Oh, yeah, that's a great job of getting to the quarterback. Nice sack.
That'll be his 1st sack of the game. Number 4 lines up for the punt.
Andre Carter to make the return.
Number 4 gets the ball and punts it away. Carter fields the punt. Dragged down at the 24.
Andre Carter racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The 49ers haven't got much out of their offense recently, and we'll see if they can get back on track here. This drive begins at their own 24-yard line. Carter gains 3 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
55 with the tackle.
2nd down from the I.
Ball at the 49ers, 27-yard line.
Young unloads this one to the left, and it's complete for a 1st down and a whole lot more.
Come on, you guys. We got to pick this up. This is terrible.
Jerry Rice plays this one perfectly, getting himself to the right place at the right time to make the catch. The defense should be embarrassed that they let this one get away.
Yeah, Peter, they had him double covered, and they still couldn't get to the ball in time. He was just too good for them.
Yeah, he's an incredible receiver. Nothing gets in his way.
That's another medium-range catch for him. He's really found his niche in there.
Yeah, and unless he starts getting shut down, there's no reason for him to move out of it.
Carter has his number called on 1st down and passes the line. Tackled at the 48.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 49ers, 48-yard line.
Carter picks up about 2, and that brings up 3rd down.
Number 55 with the tackle.
Okay, let's go.
Third down.
Wow, look at those tackles. That's how you play sideline to sideline.
Intercepted. Tackled at the 23.
Number 67 takes time out of his busy schedule of smashing O-lines to make the pickoff. Wow, he may be big, but if you're going to throw that low, he's happy to take it from you.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
Cowboys will start this drive all the way down at the 23-yard line. Irvin goes in motion. Number 8 zings it to the right side, and the completion is good for 6.
Ken Irvin took his lone defender to school on that last play, making the catch with relative ease.
You can almost hear a little sigh of relief after he made that grab, Peter. He's been butterfingers all day and has dropped some big catches.
That's true, but I do like how he's kept his head in the game, and he came down with that one. It's all about putting the past behind you.
Smith picks up about 2, and that will bring up third down. Third down with a split backfield.
Ball at the 15.
Number 8 fires this one over the middle, and it's tipped. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
Darnell Sanders knocked that pass down, and he made sure the only one to touch the football was him.
A nice defensive play will give him his second batted ball of the game.
Yeah, great read there.
Let's go.
Only 2 yards to go.
Steve Berline holding.
Number 2 kicks it from 32 yards and finally gets one between the uprights.
Number 2 has little trouble pooching this one through. Let's see it again. Yep, he knows that you aren't allowed to miss many of those in this league.
For the first time today, they leave the red zone with only a field goal to show for it.
You know, overall, Dan, the defense has to be happy with how that one played out.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Number 2 booms a beauty here. Carter decides to take it out of the end zone. Brought down at the 21. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. Well, look at the punts. And to me, it's completely surprising that they are winning this one after being forced to give the ball up so many times. Andre Carter took it out of the end zone, and while it may have been a little risky, he gets out close to the 20. So it all comes out in the wash on that play.
Taylor didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Ben Taylor had some room on the fringes there, but couldn't reel in the pass.
That falls incomplete, but it would have been a minimal gain had they completed it anyway.
Second and 10. Ball at the 49ers, 21 yards.
Fumble. They get it back. Number 92 sacks him back at the 18.
Bryant Young recovered the ball, but this is an all-out terrible play for the offense. They get it back there, but that's just dumb luck.
Third down.
Step it up, D. Step it up. Run back, run back, run back. Second and 2.
Carter will get the carry on third down and gets taken down well short of the markers. Fourth down coming up.
Number 51 managed to take him down just before he got to the markers.
He's now up to 6 tackles. Number 5 lines up to punt after the 3 and out.
Make the return.
Number 5 takes the long snap and punts it away. Wright catches it at the 31.
Return of 8.
Tackled at the 39.
Anthony Wright racked up a few yards on the run back there, whittling down the size of the punt a little bit.
The Cowboys are down, but not out. They'll start this critical drive at their 39-yard line. Irvin grabs the bullet and gets past the markers for a first down. Number 8 airs this one to the left sideline, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Number 84 was all by himself on that last play, and he only has himself to blame for not making the catch. Incomplete.
Peter, they cannot seem to connect on the long ball. They've taken some shots there, but nothing is working.
Yeah, their timing is off. They need to go to shorter passes.
Second down, 3 wideouts in the game. This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete.
Darnell Sanders shadowed the slant route back there and kept the receiver from making the catch. Incomplete pass.
On second down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Number 8 floats this one out to the right sidelines, and the ball's caught at the, eventually shoved out at the 27.
Number 25, defense. The penalty is declined.
First and 10. Ball at 27.
Irvin grabs the fastball over the middle and gets past the markers for a first down. First down with a split backfield.
Ball at the 14-yard line.
Number 8 hits some air under this pass, and it's knocked away from the receiver. Incomplete.
Pass interference. Number 21, defense. Ball is placed at the spot of the follow.
Darnell Sanders manhandled that receiver back there like a puppy playing with a chew toy, Dan. And he rightly got slapped with defensive pass interference.
First and goal. Ball at the 1.
Dominant run. A lot of firepower on the field here.
Smith will get stopped at the line, and that brings up second down.
21 with the tackle. Second and goal. Ball at the 1.
Smith gets the call again and searches for a hole.
Smith,
Dragged down at the 1.
Number 51 with the tackle.
Hey, baby, won't take that crying back to the bench.
Rips him down in the backfield, and that moves them even farther away from the goal line. That will bring up fourth and goal. Smith gets the call on fourth down and gets the touchdown.
Let's go, let's go.
Emmitt Smith tries to get as much as he can off this play. Check out his sheer athleticism. Wow, that was some dive. What an effort.
Peter, while he's used to being in the end zone, this is a great day even for him.
I love it. What a player.
Here's the point after, and it's good. They're setting up for the onside kick. Number 2 bounces it up. Holmes gathers it up at the 47.
Priest Holmes is all over the onside kick from the moment it leaves the kicker's toe. He scrambles and then is able to snatch it up. You can't coach that.
They opted for the onside, and in retrospect, it was a good decision. Great work by the hands team.
Gutsy play calling, too. It worked out beautifully.
The Cowboys offense takes the field with time winding down. They'll start at their 48-yard line. Smith gets the handoff and heads wide left. Runs out at the 45.
Emmitt Smith has had a great day on the ground. Great movement outside the tackles and using his speed to round the corners. Great game. He's racked up
171 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Second and 2. Ball at the 45.
Sanders tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Darnell Sanders targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
And he did a super job of lining up his man and then, pow, taking him down.
That's a great battle down there, Dan. This time, the D won.
Third down with the tight end right. This one will fall incomplete. That will bring up fourth down.
Jimmy Smith had that ball in his hands on that play, and then he just dropped it.
That's his first drop of the game, and while every drop does hurt, you can't throw too much blame on him for that.
That would have been a tough catch.
Rips him down in the backfield, and that will force a turnover on downs.
Darnell Sanders
Makes his presence known on this one. He's going to haunt the ball carrier's dreams for a while. Oh, big tackle on fourth. That's how you stop a conversion.
They had the right idea there, going for it, trying to put the ball in the end zone, but they couldn't convert.
It was the right time to roll the dice, Dan, but this time the house wins and they turn it over.
The 49ers will start this drive near midfield with the clock at 1:54. Carter carries it for the 15th time and gets past the line. Cowboys take their first time out. Second down. The clock is stopped at 1:48. The ball's loose. The Cowboys have it.
Alex Brown delivers a punishing blow to the ball carrier there, and he gives up the football for the fumble. Great hard-nosed defensive play.
That is the second forced fumble of the game, and the defense is making it clear that you better hold on to the ball.
Yeah, the thing is, they're trying. We've just seen some monstrous hits out there.
The Cowboys were stopped on down last time out. We'll see what happens as they start this drive at the 44-yard line. Sanders makes a play on this and forces the incompletion.
Darnell Sanders came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
That's his third batted ball, and he is doing his part, that is for sure.
To see aggressive D like that, Dan.
Number 8 throws this on a rope, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Number 54 with the deflection.
Number 54 came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Another batted ball. They have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Third down from the shotgun. McDonald makes a play on this one and forces the incompletion. It'll be fourth down.
Sean McDonald came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Well, the D holds tight on third and long and forces an incompletion. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator.
Oh, it sure was. Perfect D for that situation.
And it will bring up fourth down.
Alex Brown.
He's here to play, I tell you. What a stop on 4th down. It's worth another look. Oh, huge tackle, huge play.
They had the right idea there, going for it, trying to put the ball in the end zone, but they couldn't convert.
It was the right time to roll the dice, Dan, but this time the house wins and they turn it over.
The 49ers offense is on the field and they can wrap up the game. They'll start at their 41-yard line. Rice goes in motion. Cowboys will take a timeout. That's their second.
Oh, look at that fumble step. That is a killer.
Carter has his number called on 2nd down, and he's... Cowboys take a timeout. That's their final one. Third down, 2 receivers to the left. Rips him down in the backfield, and that takes them even farther away from the markers. That will bring up 4th down.
Well, there's a loss that'll bring up 4th down, Dan, and while it's a big play, the clock still ticks on. Another 40 seconds will roll off the clock here.
Number 5 gets ready to punt this away.
Well, Dan, they're not going to hurry here, and there's really no reason to. They're going to take as much time as possible.
Number 5 gets the snap and punts it away. Wright fields the punt at the 16. Stopped at the 24.
Anthony Wright did a nice job getting some yards after fielding the solid punt.
Cowboys start this drive of the game from well in their own territory, and the clock at 30. Number 84 reels in the football, and he's got the first. The clock continues to tick down. Number 8 spikes the ball, and that will stop the clock. Second down, 10 yards to go. Smith grabs the right side, and the clock continues to wind down. Number 8 spikes the ball, and that will stop the clock.
No way you're gonna convert this!
This one falls incomplete, and they will turn the ball over on downs.
Number 22 gets a hand on this one. Right there. That's how you play D.
Peter, that seemed like an odd situation to go for it on 4th down. What do you think?
Well, it was very easy, but maybe they should have used their heads and not their digestive system on that one.
How was that?
You know, guts.
Gutsy.
Digestive.
Got it. And that is going to do it for this one. The 49ers come out on top, 31-24. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
All right, Dan, thank you. So survive and advance, the theme for this Wildcard edition of the ESPN Video Games Post-Game Wrap-Up. I'm Chris Berman. The 49ers stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Number 20 let his big old offensive line pave the way on this one. A 20-yard touchdown for the 49ers. The 49ers have opened it up and now lead by 17. The boys on D, Dante Hall, is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. Cowboys behind by 17. Number 8 would find his target on this one. The Niners back on offense after a missed field goal. Bryant Young connected with his man on this one. Niners leading 31-14. Number 8 would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. Number 67 was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. The boys, after getting an interception, Cowboys losing by 17. Number 2 would be called upon for the field goal try, and he'd come through to close the gap some, now down by 14. The boys have it again. Emmitt Smith found a little opening. That was all he needed. A 1-yard touchdown for the Cowboys. Cowboys back 31-24. Number 77 would turn things around. Big shift in momentum here as he pounced on a fumble. The defense recovered. Number 8 would find his target on this one. And that's where we'll leave this one. Niners win, and they're now headed to the divisional playoff game. It's going to be exciting, that's for sure. Your final score, 31-24. Now let's check in with our player of the game. A guy who made one big-time catch after another to help seal the win for his team. The incomparable Jerry Rice is down on the field with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thank you, Chris. You transcended the competition today, and you edged them out in a hard-fought game. What made the difference for you guys to come out triumphant today?
Man, I got to hand to those animals out there on defense tonight. They were all over the place, hustling and making hits. Man, they put them back on their heels. It made it a lot easier for us on offense to get the W.
Chris, back to you.
Well, that just about does it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on ESPN, celebrating 25 years as the worldwide leader in sports. I'm Chris Berman. So long.